Morning, everyone. So today I just wanted to go over what y'all just showed me this morning. So I just want to pass it along. This is just dealing with the fruit of the lips. What is the fruit of the lips? Why is it important? Um, and how can we offer the calves of our lips or the fruit of the lips instead of physical sacrifice? Because remember, Yah never wanted physical sacrifice. He tells us over and over again. Um, you know, basically it's all spiritual, or it's supposed to be spiritual, but we didn't get it. So without further ado, here we go. This is Psalm 51:15 through 17. Psalm 51, verses 15 through 17. Here we go. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. For thou desireth not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. These are the sacrifices of God, are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise. So remember, that was King David saying these words and telling us exactly what Yah wants from us, from his people, right? And then how do I know for sure? Again, it's over and over again, but I'll give you one example. The example is Psalm 50, verses 11 through 15, showing that Yah doesn't want physical sacrifice. And it reads, I know all the fowls of the mountains, and all the wild beasts of the field are mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell thee, for the world is mine, and the fullness thereof. Will I eat the flesh of bulls, or drink the blood of goats? It's a rhetorical question, right? Offer unto God thanksgiving, and pay thy vows unto the Most High. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. So we're supposed to just be grateful and thankful. And how do we offer thanksgiving? He tells us. And he tells us where it comes from. He says, I create the fruit of the lips. Peace to him that is far off, and to him that is near. So the major transgressors and the people that are cleaving to Yah, he creates the situations which, if we're cognizant, will help us to render the fruit of the lips, right? And to him that is near, saith the Lord, and I will heal him. That's from Isaiah 57:19. And then in Hosea 14:2, it says, take with you words and turn to the Lord. Say unto him. And he's even telling us how to pray, what to pray. We're supposed to say, please take away all iniquity and receive us graciously. So will we render the calves of our lips, right? Calves and fruit is the same word. It's the Hebrew word parar, I want to say. Let me check it out real quick. Nope, not that one. I'm sorry. You know what? We could do it like this. Go to, here it goes, right here. Par. I'm sorry. So the Hebrew word par, bull, bulls, heifer, ox, all these, but another word is fruit. So they must have mistranslated in the King James, because they don't want you to really understand or really see what's going on, right? But when you put everything into context and you see what Yah is really trying to say, take away all iniquity, receive us graciously, so we will render the calves of our lips. Calves and fruit being the same word is not a mistake. It's very telling. He tells us to be fruitful and multiply. Yes, fruit can be your seed. It could be your children, your seed turned into fruit, right? So that's one way to be fruitful and multiply. But another way to be fruitful is to, be grateful unto Yah, right? That's how we can be fruitful as well. And that's from Hosea 14:2. And I just showed you the word parar, right? And then in Psalm 119:108, it says, accept, I beseech thee, the freewill offerings of my mouth, O Lord, and teach me thy judgments. So the free will offerings, again, he told us to offer thanksgiving, right? And Psalm 50, verse 11 through 15. And the free will offerings is how we do that. And then we're asking him, King David's asking him to teach me thy judgments. And then in Psalm 51:19, he says, then thou shalt be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offerings and whole burnt offerings. Then they shall offer bullocks. Again, it's the same word, or fruit, upon thine altar. So I don't think we're going back to offering physical animals. He just told us he doesn't need, Psalm 50, he knows all the fowls of the mountains and the beasts of the field. He, will I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? He doesn't need that stuff. But what he does ask is for acknowledgement, reflection on him, what he's done, his creation for us, and then just to be thankful and follow his rules that he gave to us on Mount Sinai. So that's how we offer the fruit of our lips, is, spending time with Yah, reflecting on him, showing forth praise, asking him to take away the sin that we continue to commit by saying that Jesus is his son, or he is Jesus, or Jesus is him, or Trinity this, or he tells us over and over again. All you got to do is go to the Hebrew, in the Bible app, and he says it over and over again. It's just me. The Hebrew word for, I'll show you really quick. This is how I do it. You don't have to speak Hebrew. You download Bible Hub, right? And then in the interlinear version, click on whatever verse. It always starts you on John 3:16 for whatever reason. That should be very telling right there of how they want you to think. But you can go to, whatever book you're looking for, and then it gives you the Hebrew and English translation in the same, waiting for my screen to kind of show, in the same sentence. So remember, Hebrew is read from right to left. So the way you would do it is just read it starting on this side and then read that way. And yet now hear Jacob, my servant Israel, whom I have chosen whom, right? Thus says Yahweh, and it's not supposed to be Yahweh. They put that in there, but it's not supposed to be that. It's another story for another day. Who made you and formed you from the womb, who helped you. And then all you want to do, if you want to go a little deeper into some of these words, you just click on the number at the top of the word. So this is the Hebrew word. So Baharti, it means I have chosen, right? And then this is how you write it out in Yiddish, because that's not, ancient Paleo Hebrew. That's Yiddish right there. But you click on the number, and then the number takes you to all of the definition of the word. It tells you where it was used, how it was used. It's a very useful tool when you're trying to spend time and figure out what was said and all those different things, right? It tells you the part of speech in English, if that's the language you speak. I'm not sure if it does it for like other languages like Spanish to Hebrew or stuff like that, but I speak generally English, and I've gotten into Hebrew, but it definitely helps you so much to understand, where the trick is, right? I will pour my spirit. He doesn't say Jesus or will pour or anything like that. It's all him. I'm trying to find the part of the verse where it says right here, this one will say, I am Yahweh's. I shouldn't say Yahweh, but I am. When Yah says over and over again, there is no one besides me. I am the Savior, whatever. He uses this word, ani. I, me, myself alone, my, me, I, right? It's very simple. I alone, myself. So it cannot be Jesus. It's just Yah by himself. No Trinity involved. Sorry, I got away from what I was trying to say before. But Yeah, that's pretty much about it for today. I just wanted to show you the fruit of the lips is prayers. You know, that's why he says he's going to make his house, his temple, an international house of prayer. It's not going to be an international house of slaughtering animals. It's going to be an international house of prayer. And we're all going to be offering the fruit of the lips to the Creator at Great Basin National Park on Mount Moriah in ancient Jerusalem, because that's where it is. I love you guys. Salah.